another spark. Digging deep, the secrets hide. Truth and bury it survives. Piece by piece, we break the lies. Light up and alive. We're seeking truth, no stone unturned. Every clue, every word. Justice waits in hidden rooms. We won't stop. We're seeking truth. Victims lost and gone. Echoes scream, but life moves on. Faded faces, mystery calls. Answers waiting in the walls. Digging deep, the secrets hide. Truth and bury it survives. Piece by piece, we break the lies. Light up and we're seeking truth, no stone unturned. Every clue, every word. Justice waits. We won't stop, we're seeking truths.
Shout out to Amac who made this for me. I'm so honored.
Through the static, through the fear, we'll uncover what's unclear. Through the static, through the fear, we'll uncover what's unclear. We're seeking truth, no stone unturned. Every clue, every word. Justice waits in hidden rooms. We won't stop. We're seeking truths. No, we won't stop. No, we won't stop. We're seeking truths.
I'll be right with you guys and just hold please.
Stories call, shadows whisper down the hall. Footsteps echo in the dark. Another case, another spark. Digging deep, the secrets hide. Truth and bury it survives. Piece by piece, we break the lies. Light up and alive. We're seeking truth, no stone unturned. Every clue, justice waits in hidden rooms. We won't stop. We're seeking truths. Silent victims lost and gone. Echoes scream, but life moves on. Faded faces, mystery calls. Answers waiting in the walls.
Great. I'm gonna let this go. We're gonna show this, and then we'll be ready.
We're seeking truth, no stone unturned. Every clue, every word. Justice waits in hidden rooms.
Alright, y'all ready? Alright, welcome everybody. Let me get to my comments, make sure where I'm at. Welcome, y'all. I wasn't going to go live. I wasn't expecting breaking things to be happening. I noticed the one thing this morning when I woke up, which was the 17-year-old missing teen out of Akron, Ohio. Akron, Ohio is asking for the public's help. So that's why I'm here. Another thing is something happened in Lorain, Ohio, which is next to Cleveland. It's pretty much inside Cleveland. It's just their little city, little town. It's a town of, it's in Cleveland. It's like, it's hard to explain Lorain, but Lorain is like to me it's like a town, but it's like almost a city, kind of like, because it's a city. It's in Cleveland. It's in the outskirts. But Lorain is a very dangerous place, just like Cleveland is. I used to live in Lorain, Ohio. I lived on East 37th Street. Um, and let me tell you what, there was so much happening on that road, and so much. There was the mafia. It was crazy. I could tell some stories. I could tell you some shit. But so this story that I'm going to bring you is it's very sad. It's, you know, um, these officers nowadays have to worry about so much, and I feel like these the story is probably gonna just make you think about things like it's made me been thinking all day. So his name is Philip Wagner. Philip Wagner was a more than just a cop. He was more than just an officer. Um, and he lost his life on duty, eating lunch with his partner and different side by side. Like they had picked up their pizza and let me turn my camera on here. So just got out of the shower a little bit ago. Before I cooked dinner, I was like, well, let me go live. Let me bring this to y'all's attention. So we have an officer who was killed on duty, on break, eating lunch with his partner, but they were like side by side. They were each in their own cop car. And they were ambushed. Okay. They were ambushed, and the gunman was very dangerous. He had and there's pictures. I got the whole works for you all. There was pictures. There's and the gunman was very dangerous. He had explosives on him. He had lots of rifles. You can see him in one of the pictures that I will show you when we get into it. So the gunman ended up getting killed in the line of in the return of fire. But it's just horrible, and it's so close to home. Like where I moved at now, it's a little further, but we'll see. It's crazy how these cops have to go through so much. And like the video we watched last night, where these officers were being kind enough and turning the AC on for these guys, like it's just gonna make you mad. It just made me mad. So let me just read you what I have, a little bit of what I could go over. So the suspect was only 28 years old, and like I said, this was an officer killed in Lorian, Ohio. He was 35 years old. The officer was ambushed. And the ambush occurred on Wednesday. The officers, and then there was a third officer who was also injured. Now, these officers were targeted. Wagner was one of 3 officers targeted by Michael Parker, who was pronounced dead. It's just, how does this, this is in broad daylight. They get ambushed. This happened out in Sheffield Village. Okay, so Sheffield Village is very nice. It's there's parts of it is really, really nice. Like down where the movie theater's at, Sheffield Avon Lake. There's a lot of great things to do out there. But they were in a, let me find it here. He was also a veteran. He protected the Marine Corps. Um, and so the whole community is at a big loss. There's lots of people who are just very hurt and heartbroken. He was not only an officer, a cop, a Marine veteran. Um, he was a father. He was a brother. He was a husband. Um, I do believe. I'm not sure if it said he had 3 children. Let me just read my notes really quick. Ambushed on Wednesday. Targeted. Let me read what I've got here. Also, he was a veteran of the Lorain Police Department. And so it states in one of the articles that I read earlier, before I came on live, says that he was very known for his dedication, his professionalism, especially on duty. Very professionalism. They mentioned that quite a few times. They mentioned about his professionalism, his dedication, um, his compassion. Very compassionate. Um, and it's just like the big community is huge loss. Um, and I want to show you the video of um, they were escorted. They did a big huge thing for him today. I have a clip of that. I'm going to show you guys that. It was actually live. I don't know if anybody has seen it. I wanted to make sure you guys couldn't see any of my other notes. Okay, so the suspect, like I said, he was killed in return. Another officer, like I said, Gale, was his partner, Peter Gale. Like I said, so they were on their way to go. They were eating lunch. They were eating pizza. They had parked side by side, and they were ambushed. So let's go and show you guys the. I'm going to show you the. Let's see here. Before I do that, I think this will still work. Okay. We're gonna go with. I'm gonna read you this first. I'm gonna show you this first, and then we'll go to the other thing. Here we go.
Think brunch, think Bob Evans. Double blueberry hotcakes, our famous farmer's choice.
Do we have a live press conference? So this is the fallen officer. And the body of the fallen Lorain police Philip Wagner, escorted by North Ridgeville Funeral Home law enforcement this afternoon. According to Facebook from the North Ridgeville Police Department, the escort will begin at 4 p.m. Cuyahoga County Medical Examiner's Officer in Cleveland, 480 West. This just tells you a little bit the road closure. Wagner was one of the 3 police officers shot during an ambush on Wednesday and died Thursday. He was 35 years old. And I just want to show you guys a little bit of this. Now, mind you, it's going to be really loud because this is his cop car. If I'm not mistaken, guys, I do believe this officer was on the force when I went through my domestic violence. I was in Lorain County. This is where it happened, and I think he was one of the officers. Um, I just remember that name, that officer's name, for some odd reason. It popped in my head that it just could have been. I need to get my report, but I haven't. I used to have pictures. I have on my phone, but this is his cop car, and everybody is decorating it and showing their respects to this officer. And I wish I could have been there because I would have drove out to Cleveland. Um, this is them all getting ready for today. I'm looking for the one spot where I need it. They're up and directing it. Look at all the motorcycles. There he is. Wow. Wow. Welcome everybody. I hope everybody's here. I'm sorry if I didn't see chat right away. Even the bush watchers, I know there's a few of them here because a few people normally would comment and say something. So I know there's somebody here that hasn't said hi yet. Also, I mean, this is huge. This town is not a small town, y'all. This is a big city. And this all happened. It started at 4, so we're only, this has been going on all morning. Well, I've seen most of this morning. Look at him go. We're sending him off, guys.
We see that the honor guard is waiting to welcome that. It looks like so many people just here to support, and we are watching what looks like an endless stream. And if you'll take our shot back right now, we can see
Look at all these people.
Right now.
Wow.
Honor guard members are here to open and deal with those vehicle stores. Lorain police cruisers right behind that bus here at the Stanton Funeral Home. Meanwhile, other vehicles from Lorain police are wrapping around the building. We know that, as I said, more vehicles are also filing onto Center Ridge Road, which is lined with families, people, not just from Lorain or North Ridgeville, but from all over. We know that Officer Philip Wagner was 35 years old. We know he served in the United States Marine Corps. Then he went to the Sheffield Village Police Department before he came in 2022 to the Lorain Police Department. So really a man who dedicated so much of his life to serving his community.
So maybe he wasn't the officer
is
then.
a father. He leaves behind 3 kids and a wife.
See, 3 kids, I was right.
For so many people in the law enforcement community, and then also Wagner's family. We're also keeping in mind the families of Officer Brent.
I've heard people say people get things wrong and then they don't go back and correct it. And that's a big, huge thing in the, when you're doing any kind of type of researching or when you're covering any type of case. It's very, very important to get things accurate. So I'm big on trying to make sure, like when I'm writing in my scrabbly notebooks, that I'm getting things right, to bring to you guys. I don't want to be like these other YouTubers and creators out here. I can name a few. Hi, SG. Just passing through. Company has just arrived. Oh, well, you enjoy your company. Thank you for passing through. It means the world to me. If you can, come back and try to watch later. I appreciate it. So it's very important to get some of this right, because if you don't, then you're giving out misinformation, and misinformation in the true crime is not. It's not you can't. That's not how you get by on misinformation. Like, you want to be accurate as you can when presenting any of your content, and so I just try to do that.
Pain and Peter Gale, such a traumatic experience on Wednesday afternoon, and this nightmare has really just continued. This is the moment, the heartbreaking journey when
I think I got
Officer Philip Wagner's body is
stupid
being taken
Lorian.
to the Liston Funeral Home, as all of these people are honoring him.
So it's very, very, very important to get it right. I do have a couple other things I want to show you guys too. I'm not sure if you guys seen what he looked like, but I do want to show you right here. Oops.
And now their help and support has just carried forward. And right now, people are just taking photos. They are also taking some moments to reflect on the somberness of this scene. I spoke earlier with the former Elyria police chief who worked for that department for more than 30 years, and he talked about the ripple effects when something like this happens. He says that Officer Brent Payne, one of those officers shot, was an instructor at the police academy at Lorain Community College, and Lorain Community College's police academy is also where Officer Wagner graduated from in 2017. He told me today that Wagner graduated with the top fitness award in his class, and the big thing that people just keep saying after this tragedy is they're speaking to his character, that he was a devoted father, an amazing man that just wanted to serve this community. North Ridgeville is where Officer Wagner is from, so it's fitting that the Liston Funeral Home is where we are right now. And you can see now that those law enforcement vehicles have been parked, officers are getting out of their cars, they're walking further to this parking lot in this area by the funeral home. We believe when more of these officers get here, we will see some activity or movement in terms of the hearse and Officer Philip Wagner's body. But just such an emotional, less than 72 hours really from the moment that this shooting happened to the moment that this police escort has arrived on scene. And over that time, I know we've shown you images and videos from the Lorain Police Department where people have brought by flowers and candles and tributes and notes, just wanting to do something to support. Betsy, you talked about that GoFundMe. That's also an amazing way that people can support for Officer Wagner's family that has an incredibly painful and difficult road ahead as they're dealing with the loss of a man who meant so much to them. And then also this Lorain Police Department, as these officers have to continue doing their jobs, they have to continue protecting the community while also dealing with this hole that's left behind by Officer Wagner. So definitely such an emotional scene right here. And even though we heard the sirens as that police escort was coming, it's very quiet here as people take time to remember.
It's sad, you guys. This is so sad. Like, these cops have such, they go to work thinking, but they might not come back home. And this is a town I lived in, so it's like, it's kind of hard, It's just hard because I used to live in this town. I know Lorain is huge. Cleveland is huge. Okay, I'm going to pause this, and I want to show you guys. Whew, okay, let's take a minute. That was watching that, and there's just so much happening in this world, okay? But let's go back, and I do want to show you what I got over here. This is the Officer Wagner, and like I said, he was a Marine Corps veteran.
A Cleveland suburb is mourning a police officer today, a day after he was shot while eating lunch in his patrol car. Wagner's partner and another officer who tried to help his colleagues were also wounded. Lilia Luciano is outside of Cleveland's Metro Health Center. Lilia, good morning. Terrible incident here. What's the latest?
Just awful, Tony. Good morning. Well, one of those officers, Officer Brent Payne, is still being treated at this hospital behind me. Last we heard is he was in critical condition. The other officer, the partner of Officer Wagner, was treated at a different hospital. Now, police say that the shooter was killed at the scene when officers returned fire, that they found ammunition. They said they found a wealth of weapons, including explosive devices near the scene. They're now working on a motive.
Officers Philip Wagner and Peter Gale had just picked up pizza for lunch and were parked side by side along a dead-end road in Lorain, Ohio. According to police, the shooter was lying in wait.
Lying in wait, so they were targeted
had a vehicle
and hunted.
parked at the dead end behind me on Riverbend Drive. When the officers arrived, he opened fire with a high-powered rifle.
Officer Wagner, a Marine Corps veteran, was struck multiple times. The 35-year-old
I don't know why it didn't show it. It was or not,
died. 51-year-old Officer Gale was hit in the hand. Another officer, 47-year-old Brent Payne, responded to the shooting and was critically wounded. Investigators say the shooter, 28-year-old Michael Parker.
Look at this fucker. He looks fucking creepy. Goofy. Oh my god, this mother, I can't believe it. Okay,
was killed during the exchange of
but I
gunfire.
wanted to go back.
This was an ambush situation.
It's the latest in a growing trend of ambush attacks against police officers across the country this year. Data. The 35-year-old later died. 51-year-old Officer Gale lunch and were parked side by side along a dead-end road in Lorain, Ohio. According to police, the shooter was lying in wait.
To my understanding, there was one male who had a vehicle parked at the dead end behind me on Riverbend Drive. When the officers arrived, he opened fire with a high-powered rifle.
Officer Wagner, a Marine Corps veteran, was struck multiple times. The 35-year-old later died. 51-year-old Officer Gale was hit in the hand. Another officer, 47-year-old Brent Payne, responded to the shooting and was critically wounded.
Wow,
Investigators say the shooter, 28-year-old Michael Parker, was killed during the exchange of gunfire.
This was an ambush situation.
It's the latest in a growing trend of ambush attacks against police officers across the country this year. Data gathered by the CBS News Crime Unit shows
and this is sad, you guys. This is sad that this is happening to our officers who are supposed to be here to protect and to serve. How can they do that if they're being targeted? These cops were targeted. It's mind-blowing, right?
At least 50 law enforcement officers have been shot in ambush attacks so far this year, on track to exceed the 2024 total. The numbers significantly spiked in 2023 when 138 officers were ambushed with gunfire.
And
Stephen Fiorito is a trust.
And that is ridiculous, and things need to change. Things need to change because we're not going to have any cops that want to protect us if this is, these cops have families too. They don't want to go to work and think of it's going to be the last day they ever see their family.
Of the Ohio Fraternal Order of Police.
Has there been a pattern or a common denominator when it comes to the shooters doing these ambush attacks?
A lot of times they describe the person as a loner, but not every loner is going to do that.
The FBI has been studying the rising trend, interviewing both the shooters and the victims. Their findings are part of this training CBS News attended in West Virginia for local law enforcement.
They always have to have their head on a swivel. They've always got to have that situational awareness. And the unfortunate thing about law enforcement is they're truly never off duty.
It's not just those ambush attacks. The total number of officers shot in the line of duty has also been increasing. When you compare 2018 to last year to 2024, there's a 40% increase. And there was a peak in 2023 with 378 officers shot. Nate.
Lilia, thank you.
Wow. It's just horrible. Okay, so, oops, let me.
This instrument is literally an international.
Okay. We're going to keep going down here. Again, you guys, this is Wagner. Philip Wagner, who was unalived on duty. His partners and them were targeted. And this is out of Lorian, Ohio again. So one of the 3 officers in the police officer shot, authorities described as an ambush early this week, has died. The community is a sacrifice that words can never fully honor. We have Wagner, the fellow officer Peter Gale. You guys heard that in the video up top. Unless you want me to go through here and read it, I do want to show you on this one here. I think this one also shows photos. I think down below this one shows it. So.
Working on now at 11.
Definitely a bad feeling in the city today.
Morning
in
Lorain and all across Northeast Ohio for office on the conditions of his 2 colleagues. That story and more tonight. News 5 at 11 starts now. The city of Lorain remembering a fallen officer tonight, one day after being shot in the line of duty. Officer Philip Wagner.
God, this is sad. This is sad. Rest in peace, Philip Wagner. You're such a young man, 35 years old. He's a cop. Kids. He's got 3 children.
Wagner passed away earlier today. Officer Wagner and his colleague, Officer Peter Gale, were allegedly ambushed with gunfire on Riverbend Drive yesterday afternoon.
Thank you for being here. Thank you. This is just heartbreaking. I used to live in this town, and it's just sad to know that this 28-year-old monster could take out this young man, and he's got 3 children, a wife, he's a brother, a father. It's so sad.
Told the 2 were on a lunch break when 28-year-old Michael Parker opened fire. Another officer, Brent Payne, was called as backup. He too was shot before police say they killed Parker with return fire. News 5's Remy Murray is at Cleveland Metro Health Medical Center tonight, where Officer Payne is still being treated and where Officer Wagner passed away just a few short hours ago.
While the scene at Metro Health in Cleveland is different from Wednesday night, it's still sad given the latest update on Lorain police officer Philip Wagner. In a press release from Lorain Police, Captain Jacob Morris, the department's public information officer, says Officer Wagner had been serving on the force since February 20.
Excuse me. Hold on. Why is Amazon showing this? Oh, now they moved it. What are they showing, like, this? Like, I mean, yeah, I do need an alternator for my car. That's why I'm driving my mom's car, and I don't have the money I can't afford to buy an alternator. Plus, I have to buy a new battery because it's been sitting for 3 months. But I just looked over, and I seen that alternator, and I'm like, that's not even the right alternator, probably, because I've been looking, and the alternators I've seen are almost $200 some. Plus, you got to buy the core. I don't know, but that was weird that was showing Amazon, because I was just recently looking up Amazon. So that's weird.
22. Okay. Unfortunately, Wagner's time was cut short on
just
Thursday, following a Wednesday ambush attack on him and Officer Brent Payne, who is in serious condition at Metro Health. Lorain's acting police chief Michael Failing updating Payne's condition Thursday night, saying he underwent several hours of surgery, but was able to watch the procession taking Wagner from the hospital. Meanwhile, Officer Peter Gale, the third responding officer who was shot in the hand, was last reported at Mercy Health Center, Failing telling us he has several broken bones in that hand.
I would like to thank the men and women of the Lorain Police Department, the ones standing behind me. A lot of them responded to this call. I'd like to thank them for their bravery.
As law enforcement came together for Wagner's procession
Gosh,
from
I know
Metro
them
Health
streets
to the
too.
Cuyahoga County Medical Examiner's Office, Lorain Police told reporters this is the first major shooting they've had in 70 years. So Moore says he and his fellow officers are heartbroken. Yet Moore says they will never forget Wagner's dedication, professionalism, and compassion to serve and protect for the last 7 years across several law enforcement agencies. Moore says Wagner even earned his SWAT pin on Monday for a year of dedicated training and hard work, which is why Ohio Fraternal Order of Police calls for the violence to end.
Through the month of June, 166 law enforcement officers have been shot in this country.
Wow.
And every day, these heroes behind me continue to come to work to protect and serve their community.
Failing asked the community to keep Lorain Police Department in their prayers. Meanwhile, more information on funeral arrangements and public remembrance opportunities will be released soon. For news,
which we know that was held today. And this is, you guys, look at this. I mean, this guy was prepared for these officers. I mean, you get 1, 2, 3, 4. I mean, it's all out there. I mean, this must be just a coolers with I don't know, but this is the ambush. So this is, these poor officers went through hell that day. Just look at how big them things are. And how did this guy get these? So was this Michael? Is this suspect? His name is Monster, is what his name is, okay? Monster. Suspect is 28-year-old Michael Joseph Parker. And he was oh my God, like, and he had explosives, so maybe these are the explosives that they were talking about, because they did say he had explosives. So obtained police radio. Wow. Fox I team obtained police radio traffic moments at the ambush of the 3 police officers who were shot. We have shots fired. Send everybody. An officer told dispatchers. Another officer called out for help, said there were shots fired. Officer Philip Wagner, 35, Peter Gale, 51, and Brian Paint, 47, were shot. All 3 were taken to hospitals for treatment. Wagner died on Thursday afternoon. Paint remains hospitalized. Officer killed in Lorain shooting is to be described as a true hero. Police and officers were taking quickly lunch break, and when they were ambushed, investigators believe the suspect is 28-year-old Michael Parker of Lorain, had been down on the ground next to his car and had multiple weapons lined up ready to fire. Parker was shot and killed at the scene. The investigators believe he acted alone and that he had explosives in the car. Investigators have struggled to answer the questions you might be asking. Why would somebody shoot 3 officers? Detectives checked Parker's social media, no clues there. They checked his background. Virtually nothing in his record. We did find Parker had traffic tickets for driving left of the center in 2022, and that case was handled by one of the 3 officers shot. Investigators do not know if that played a role in any of this. Lorain County deputies Also, Lorain County Deputies Associates is one of many organizations offering support to officers and families touched by the shooting. Now, I do know there is a GoFundMe set up for this. I do believe his family does have a GoFundMe. He did leave 3 children behind, a wife. For the latest news and weather, sports, and streaming video ahead. Just horrible. There was a few of them.
A growing memorial at the Lorain Police Department, now with a police cruiser parked in front of it Thursday morning. The flags at half staff. It has drawn people, like lifelong Lorain resident Debbie Siss, who felt compelled to stop and pay her respects. She says she's praying for the officers and everyone involved.
It makes me feel sad, and it makes me love Lorain even more, because our police officers, they protect us. They help us. And to have somebody just shooting them down, that's chicken. He's a big chicken.
A group of a dozen retired Lorain officers were meeting for a reunion Wednesday. Larry Giese, the head LPD K-9 trainer for 20 of his 28 years on the force, is one of them.
I was like, yeah, we're meeting at 6. But then they started telling me what happened. Said 3 of our guys just got shot. I said, what?
Giese says he and his fellow retirees feel like they couldn't be officers in the world we live in today. He wanted to stop by the station to offer his support, and he hopes the community will back the blue.
You know, maybe somebody will start paying attention what this police work's all about.
I do.
It's bad. I mean, it's bad. I mean, you just don't know anymore. There's too much gunplay going on.
We've seen residents and police from other communities showing up here today with coffee and donuts, offering any comfort they can to Lorain police. That includes a retired Geauga County officer who came here with a therapy dog. Stephanie Lafredo now runs a nonprofit in Las Vegas called Courtroom Critters, supporting people in crisis with therapy dogs. While visiting her old home in Cleveland with Hufflepuff here, she saw the news of the shooting and decided to come to Lorain, telling us she knows from her time in law enforcement that police officers are all heroes, and after a tragedy like this, they need a way to cope.
All of the officers are going to go through some sort of trauma.
Yeah.
And all of the officers need a little bit of wellness checkup. And sometimes just a great therapy dog can help them out a lot.
Hi, everybody. The Michael fella. I'm glad he dead. I'm glad they shot him down, because that was crazy.
In Lorain, Rex Smith, Fox 8 News.
The therapy dog is amazing. I know, he was so cute. Too cute. I'm so glad that lady just decided she was going to show up there, because I'm sure these officers are going to need a lot of it, because he went through so much trauma. And, you know, we're supposed to be able to protect us, but it's like, how can they? The other little lady got me, because she's like, the guy's a chicken. The guy is a chicken, okay?
Between Drew's
Just
fighters,
like that lady
Sunni
said,
Bedouin
the guy's the chicken.
and government forces.
The incident, I don't know how I did that, but okay. Opened fire on the vehicle, striking both. News conference. Elyria Police, which is handling the investigation. Elyria is right next to it. Yep, I've lived in Elyria a little bit too. Mostly in Lorain, but Elyria has some really good cops. Governor Mike DeWayne, Jim Welsh, Elyria Police Chief, said, news conference again, this is difficult for Lorain. Elyria Police released that the officers on scene called the Lorain County Bomb Squad after finding Suspicious baggage in Parker's car. Elyria police. Did I just read that? Okay. Bomb technicians found significant quantity of improvised explosive materials inside Parker's car, the release said. Oh my God. So
in Syria's Soweto almost 2 weeks ago have left the city's main hospital riddled with.
I didn't want you back up there. Governor Mark DeWayne said something. That's my governor. It said that there was a 911 call. I wonder if I can find it. If not, I do have another story to go to. I don't want to keep you guys too long. And where did I see that I said they had a 911 call? I think that's at the beginning. Wait, are we at the beginning? I think it's right up here. DeWayne orders flags to half-staff fallen Lorain officer. So my governor, DeWayne, he ordered flags. That was a beautiful thing. Okay, so we know Michael Parker's a chicken. See, I wonder what... Okay. We're going to see if it pulls up. Officer suspect shot in Cuyahoga. I don't know if that's the right one. Far too soon. Children dies at a local summer camp. What? Lorain officer who died the following ambush. I doubt that they put it on here, though. What do you guys think? You think they put the 911 on here? I'm not seeing nothing. That's what's happening right now. You want me? I can go back there. This is a map. These are the 3 officers. I don't see the tape. I don't see... the 911. So it's so sad. I assume first responders. Yeah, I did find this in last car on the radio. Hold on. Ooh, it went. Where explosives are involved, there is always a motive. Yeah, they did say, because this Michael guy has nothing on his record. They did say he doesn't have no, but he did get a ticket for going over the center line. So they thought maybe that could play a possible role in it. But what could have happened in court so bad that Michael guy wanted to do that? Because it did state that they thought the motive, because he doesn't have a record. Let me stop sharing this. And I'm gonna close that out. Let me do this really quick. Oh, not me. Not me. Oh, okay. So really quick, we want to go how big this thing was. This thing was huge. So all these motorcycles. But I did see it. They did say there was going to be a lot of road closures and cops and there's his car. A lot of people coming up to it, paying their respects. I'm going to read chat in just a second. Yeah, I have so much respect for all the cops out here. Thanks, guys, for being here, too. It's so crazy that this is so close to home. I'm only a couple hours away from Cleveland, so I used to spend a lot of time driving to Cleveland for my dad. So, and I lived up there when in a time I don't always remember, but I like to remember. So it's just really crazy that these poor cops, and they even said there was a 40% increase. And so there's like, when we were going over the statistics, they showed it. There was a 40% increase in these shootings of officers. That is crazy, a 40% increase. I'm so glad my peoples are all here. Aww. Okay, so let me show you. Let's see how. Okay, so this is them pulling up to the funeral home. They're on their way to the funeral home. Look at the massive. This is a massive thing. Some of the officers.
Such a powerful moment as they just took Officer Philip Wagner's body out of the hearse. It appears they put it into the garage and closed those doors. You can see Officer.
Okay, here we go, guys. We're going to watch from here. Trigger warning if everybody gets,
Yeah, right now it appears that they are taking Officer Philip Wagner's body out of the hearse. You can see all of those officers standing at attention as they pull the casket out. I'm going to send it to a moment of silence right now.
Wow, that was incredible how they
Such a powerful moment as they just took Officer Philip Wagner's body out of the hearse. It appears they put it into the garage and closed those doors. You can see officers now walking away.
Look at all these officers. Stony Ridge, I know where that's at. Stony Ridge Road. Carlisle, are we? Wow. That's just, I feel so bad for this officer and his family. Just so much been happening. These officers today. Okay, so I'm going to pause this and then we're going to go to the last story that I have here. That was, wow. You never know with these officers today and the stuff that they're going to have to go through. But Akron, Ohio needs our help once again right now, you guys. Akron, Ohio, let's turn our attention. We have a 17-year-old missing teen. I've been calling him a teen because he's not quite yet an adult yet, but he is 17. He is missing. He's been missing since July 21st. Today's the 25th. And they're asking, the authorities are asking for the public's help of locating this young man. His name is, Kendall King Harvey, was reported missing since July 21st of 2025. He was last seen in Akron on the date, and no further details about this disappearance have been released at this time. Cordair is described as a black male, 5 feet 10 inches tall, and weighing approximately 144. He has black hair, brown eyes, and both is missing, and current age are listed at 17, which I had that in my notes. Anyone with any details or tips to this case is to call the Akron Police at 330-375-2552. Now he did first. They did post this. First appeared on Ohio State Wide. I'm not sure if everybody knows what that is, statewide. This question here got me earlier. Why do so many young people go missing? I would like to know that myself. But he first appeared on this website, and there's not really much on this. They don't really give a lot of other crap on this. Like, how is anybody gonna, this is too much going on. There's too many ads. When people go to this website, they're not gonna see this little boy, this young man. It doesn't point, I mean, like, yeah, I've seen it now, but it's just, why wouldn't you just, I don't understand this website. And I did not see him on the National Missing Child site. He is not on there. And he's been missing since the 25th. I'm sorry, excuse me. The 21st that he's been missing. I always try to make sure I get information correct and accurate. And if I don't want to give out misinformation. We have a lot of that going on right now and a lot of things. I don't like to do that. So, the 21st. So, it's the 25th. Authorities in Akron are asking for the public's help in locating this 17-year-old young man who went missing. But there's no details. And when I go to the national website, it doesn't show that. So, it doesn't show no details, and I didn't come across it in the thing, but this is scary. So we got to I'd really like to get one of them. I've been doing everything that old school, going to the gym. So those are the two things I wanted to show you guys. I will keep you updated if I find out anything else on this young man. And I just really hope they find him. I hope that he's safe and they find him soon. Especially with the heat. The heat has been super hot. We respect for her, and we finally found her in a bio dead, but it wasn't too late. It just happens to be so much. I'm trying to catch up on chat here. I'm trying to read. Spitfire and Cash are having a conversation. I need to go back and read all these. But man, these officers, I just cannot believe that they have a 40% increase on these officers getting unalived. It is just too crazy, and I can't believe it. I just cannot believe it. Go out like Ozzy. I cannot believe Ozzy, Hulk Hogan. You guys know Hulk Hogan? Hulk Hogan, you guys. I loved Hulk Hogan. Good idea to visit. Sorry, she did it. No, I'm glad. Hey, it helps me, right? It helps, like, what, the algorithm? The algorithm? I have no idea about the algorithm anymore. I just cannot believe we have all these major celebrities and major stars dying, and then I am so tired of seeing these commercials about these poor, hungry dogs, and, like, what is this world coming to? I don't know, these poor officers. We have missing children on a daily basis. It seems like nothing can ever go. But then if everything did go right in the world, how normal would that be? So it's just these cops, they don't, it's just sad he leaves everybody behind. My favorite thing in the whole videos was that of that elder lady calling him a chicken. Okay? That elder lady said he was a chicken. That Michael Parker. And what gets me is they think that Michael Parker, he had gotten a ticket for going over the center line, and then all of a sudden this guy is planting this big huge, I mean, they were targeted, and that Michael Parker whatever chicken had it planned. He acted alone. I'm pretty sure that that was the motive. I think there's certainly a motive, but remember the tank guy story? Yes. Yeah, the tank guy story. That guy ruined the town. Yes, I think this guy ruined this town too. I think this town is definitely at loss. Their community is crushed. He, like I said, they said he was a compassionate. It was an overreaction. Could be just that simple. Yeah. I just know that guy. What could have happened so bad that And then all the other officers at the time too, and all they were trying to do was eat their lunch. That's what gets me, is like these officers don't get to go out and sit down and have a 30-minute lunch. They don't get a really normal break time. Do they really get a break? No. I don't think they really do. Do they really get a break 30 minutes to eat their lunch? No, they have to hurry up and eat on the go. Or my problem is, how do they not go to the bathroom? Like, they don't get to, and it's just like they're at a moment, they're side by side in each other car, talking, eating their pizza, and next thing you know, you see big ass rifles and this puny little guy. Did you guys see what that guy looked like? He was a puny little guy. Mustache. It was, I just couldn't believe it. I could not believe it. Could not believe this chicken. A DNR. Do not resuscitate. Oh, please resuscitate me. If I ever die, they get 3 chances. And I don't get, yep. Okay, so let's do this. I'm going to give you guys a big huge thank you, and appreciate you guys being here. I really, really, really do. And let's play out our intro and our outro, because this is all I got. Okay. I need the AMAC talking smack. I need her help for an for an ending one. Shout out to her out there in the local universe. I hope all is well with her over there. But she made this song, so I love it, and I am grateful that she even was like, she could have said, no, I ain't helping your little puny channel, but she didn't. So we're going to rock out to this. And I'm going to show you that.
Through the static, through the fear, we'll uncover what's unclear. Through the static, through the fear, we'll uncover what's unclear. We're seeking truth, no stone unturned. Every clue, every word, justice waits in here.
Catch y'all later. Stay safe. Yes.
We're seeking truth. No, we won't stop.
I will.
No, we won't stop. We're seeking truth.
Oh, I like the end part. Bye.